Round 5 of the World Endurance Championship took place at the fabulous new Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. After a crash in Sao Paulo, Toyota were even more motivated to get onto the podium alongside the Audis that have dominated so far this year. In GT, there's a tough and breathtaking battle, including the retirement of championship leader Car 97. With Interlagos winners Car 1 hit with bad luck and the Toyota back in form, the win goes to Car 2 of McNeish, Christensen and Duval, with the Toyota this time in a close second. In LMP2, it's victory for Car 26 of Rusinov, Conway and Martin. In GTE Pro, it's Senna and Makowiecki in the Aston Martin. And in GT Am, Aston again with Campbell, Walter and Hall. Now, Toyota's back with 2 cars on the track to fight the Audis, and with a home advantage, the racing's set to be closer than ever.
It's round 6 of the FIA World Endurance Championship, and the teams make their way from America to Asia. Last year's race was won by Toyota, and they'll be looking to repeat that performance in front of the home crowd. It's a 29-car grid. 80 drivers from 23 different nations will all be competing in the shadow of Mount Fuji.
よろしくお願いします。はい。お寿司の作り方を教えていただけるという。はい。よろしくお願いします。
With no less than 8 Japanese drivers on the grid in Fuji, we caught up with one of them, Kazuki Nakajima, Toyota number 7 driver, to give us a flavour of Japan.
Hi. We are really close to Mount Fuji, which is only a bit more than 100 kilometers away from Tokyo. And also around this area, there's a lot of nice sceneries, nice lakes, mountains, so it's the best place for the weekend trip. The motorsport is quite popular and close in Japan, and even for the domestic races we can get sometimes 50,000 people for one race, so it's something amazing. I mean, last year was the first time since a long time to have a wet race, so people will get crazy. Hopefully because we had a good result and we had a good race last year, we can get even more people this year. Le Mans is the last time I drove the car, and yeah, since Le Mans we are having a difficult season, but this is a home race and we are fully motivated to get a good result, as good result as last year. So yeah, we see how it goes, but we are ready to fight for the win. All right, this is my first time sushi in my life. Oh, look all right, right.
Fuji International Speedway. With an impressive 1.5 kilometre straight as part of this 4.5 kilometre track, we asked the drivers what it is they like about it.
Fuji's pretty sort of old school in its way that it's designed, but a really good design of circuit. It's got a good mixture of slow and high speed corners.
You have a lot of space out there, and it's very fast and flowing. The final sector is a really technical challenge and a balance challenge for the engineers.
The Japanese fans, you know, they are really enthusiastic and really race fans. So it's a nice country, nice people, and you feel very welcome as a driver here.
The last 10 years I spent them here, so it's for sure one of the track I've been the most, and it's an hour away from Tokyo, so it's really like it feels home.
As always here at Fuji Speedway, the fans are out in force. And in 2013, we're getting a new generation involved and excited about motorsport. Children from a local school were invited to come along to the circuit, walk around the paddock, and even had the opportunity for a Q&A with some of our Japanese drivers. The pupils have also had a part in brightening up the paddock, bringing pictures and messages that are on display in the team garages.
It's very nice.
When I come to Fuji first time, I was very surprised. Motorsport is a fantastic sport. So I think for them, same thing.
When I was the age, I think my dream was to be a Formula One driver. So it's good to see the children like them now coming to the circuit like this. It's really good for the Japanese people and good for the Japanese motorsports culture.
Scrutineering is under the spotlight for this programme's technical feature. It's over to Denise Chevrier to tell us more.
Hello dear fans, we are in Mount Fuji for the 6th event of the World Endurance Championship, and we are mainly in the scrutineering garage. Here is the initial scrutineering. So it gives the possibility to share with the competitors the technical equipment that we have here, which is either to check some dimension, either to check the weight, either to check that the car is in compliance with all the safety equipment of the drivers, about the belts, fire extinguisher, lights are working fine, that underneath the car is correct, and in addition that the timekeeping will work properly because the transponder is there to permit to make some proper timing. So finally, this technical scrutineering is really with the intention to share with every competitor to really produce the very best event and to make sure that the cars are in compliance with the regulation, and the equipment we'll use to make sure they are in compliance are shared with everybody.
Hi, my name's Alan McNish and welcome to the World Endurance Championship here at Fuji in Japan. The fans are just coming through, they're absolutely fanatic, unbelievably so. And this historic circuit, amazing big long straight fast section through the middle, and then a very twiddly part at the end that really does require a lot of delicacy with the way you attack the corners. But I think you should come round with me and we'll look at a lap. You've done the first sector of the circuit, now you're going into the fast part, the middle sector. And we should stop here and have a look because this part is just insanely quick. And sometimes there can be a lot of action with the traffic. Here we are, 100R. You know, you're coming through there, it's a beautiful backdrop, but to be honest with you, I'm only concentrating what's coming up because we're already flat out in 5th gear as we're cresting around the corner here. But the thing is, there is only really one line when you get to this point. It's big and wide and you can have 2 cars on entry, but as we can see, it can get very tricky. So there's a couple of cars last year coming through turn 3. You can get a bit of a run on the outside coming through, but then it all just squeezes up and everyone's looking for that one small piece of track. It's a tricky one, but it's one we've all got to manage. Beautiful corner though. You know, if you look, it's quite a long way back down to turn 6 and all this section's flat out. You brake nearly about the Michelin sign. That's roughly the marker board. and then coming into turn 10. But as I said, it's probably the last good overtaking opportunity, but it does tighten up here at the middle of the apex. Here we see some incidents. This is with our sister car last year, just getting squeezed down into the corner. And this actually is myself, I think. Thank you very much for putting that one in. That's with Ryan DL, my Scottish cousin, if you like. And it's just another example that when two doesn't go into one. But the hard part is that nobody wants to lose time here, because they do lose through the next section. But us drivers, we love the place. The cars are difficult to drive around here, but the fans are fantastic. We really enjoy that. They really bring an emotion and a passion to the place. Okay, we're Audi. They probably don't want us to win, they want Toyota to win. But we respect that, and we respect the fight, and we really enjoy being here, and also for them to be part of it, because they really make the show.
Sunday morning, and from the early hours the crowds welled through the Fuji Speedway gates. The Japanese are great lovers of motorsport, and they come to see their local heroes, of whom there are a number here this weekend, as well as the major international stars of the sport gathered at the foot of the mythical Japanese mountain. The steady driving mountain rain didn't deter the crowd in any way. It's the passion of an entire people for motorsport, with a love of endurance racing dating back many decades, and now renewed stronger than ever with the shift of an increasing number of drivers from the Formula One paddock.
Hello everyone, my name is Kamui Kobayashi, driving for Ferrari 458 car number 71. Today I will be your host at Fuji.
At 10:30 a.m., just before the race, and the grandstands are packed for what's set to be a wet race. The drivers are also preparing for a tough one, but they still don't know just what's in store. Let's take a stroll along the grid and meet some of the top contenders. In GT Am, the car 95 of Nygaard Poulsen and, this time, Bruno Senna, joining the Danish crew in pole position. Moving along to the GTE Pros with the Porsche of Bergmeister and Pillay fourth in the category.
We have to push if we want to win, but first you have to stay on track, and for the moment I don't know if we can run flat out on the straight line. This is the main issue. If you can stay flat in the straight line, that means it's drivable. If not, that means it's dangerous, so you have to stop the race. So we will see how it's changed in a few minutes and few hours.
Further up the grid, car 51 of Giancarlo Fisichella and Gianmaria Bruni, who even on his lap towards the grid, noted how treacherous the track is today.
Even at 30 kilometers an hour, I saw car crashing. So I hope they will, the stewards and the clerk of the course and the race director, they will be clever not to start the race.
Another pole after Austin for Fred Makowiecki, who has a similar opinion of the track. Winning today will be a question of just staying on the circuit.
It's really tricky. We'll see what happens. I think so it will be a difficult race for us and difficult race for race control, because they should probably put the safety car many times.
In LMP2, it's car 35 in pole position. Winners at the 2013 Le Mans 24-hour race, Baguette, Plowman and Gonzalez.
You join me on the second row of the grid, and in a surprise fourth is the Audi number 2. They're going to have a lot of work to do if they want to get another win and improve their points in the title race. Let's see if we can find anybody from Toyota who are in second and third place. The number 7 is on the grid. Let's see who's around here. We have... Sorry, can I just interrupt you, Nico? So, third on the grid. You've got 4 braking points here. Boost could be an advantage to you, do you think?
Yeah, of course, it's better for hybrid system on this track, but on the rain is not so important, you know. I think it will be just a race where you don't want to do any mistake. It will be a very long and tough race, you know. Weather condition is looking quite bad and it's quite cold, so it will be very tough, but I guess it's the same for everyone, so we'll just do our best and see how it goes.
Can you tell us anything about the number 8? They're starting from the pit lane.
Yeah, they had a bit of a problem on the Reco lap and they just missed the exit of the pits, so now they will start one lap down. So it's a bit tricky for them, but you know, it's a race when everything can happen, so they just need to push and try to come back.
Great, thank you. So that just leaves us with the Audi number 1 on pole position. They are going to have the pressure on as these guys are going to be hot on their heels trying to take them down. Ben, these conditions are not what you wanted.
Yeah, of course, we never want a dangerous condition, and we know that the really heavy rain condition in Fuji can be dangerous, but I'm pretty sure that the race director will take the right decision. Anyway, I hope. But if it's not raining so much at the end of this, it should be a very fun race. And I don't mind so much about raining. It's just here, it's a bit more dangerous than the other places.
Thank you. Well, he said it. Hopefully it's going to be an exciting race. Let's take a look.
With weather like this, the tension on the grid is more palpable than ever.
We are starting behind the safety car. Cars must maintain a single file.
The cars get off to an unexciting start, forming an Indian file, but one of the main players is not in the running.
Pit lane, be advised, pit entry closed. Pit entry is closed.
When the pit goes green, join the back of the queue.
The Toyota number 8, second fastest in qualifying, will have to start one lap behind the pack from the pit lane, having missed the call to the grid due to a last-minute fuel top-up.
Okay, I've joined the pack behind the safety car. Okay, copy.
Anthony Davidson might be a lap behind, but with the rest of the field running at snail's pace, his task, despite the treacherous conditions, is to catch back up as quickly as possible. But for many, the track's quite simply not negotiable, as the Corvette number 50 quickly discovers, and the terrible conditions become the talk of the town.
Yeah, a lot of standing water everywhere.
Yeah, copy that.
How is it, Kazuki? How is it? Still very bad?
Very, very, very bad. Like I believe it's too bad in turn 2 and turn 8, which is very dangerous place.
I think the track conditions is getting worse. Never improve. Just please inform.
Here, if once start raining, they continue raining with not really hard. It's normal wet raining, staying consistently up until like night. So, you know, I think this is quite up in the mountain. So the weather is okay. Maybe can be not stabilized, but you know, usually if it's raining, it's always raining.
And Kobayashi-san's prediction that once the rain starts here, it's here for a while, is not far from the truth. After just 8 laps, the cars are halted on the track in parc fermé conditions, under the eyes of an adoring Japanese crowd who are not at all perturbed by the weather. Once it becomes obvious a restart's not happening in the next minutes, the drivers are allowed to leave their vehicles. But what will become of the race?
Yeah, I mean, we have seen that the heavy rain should be around now, which is right. And it should reduce by the next half an hour, I think. and in the afternoon it should be a little bit less, but to the end of the race there should be coming again a heavier shower. That's what we have seen 1 hour ago. But you know, we are so close here to mountains and to the sea on the other hand, so weather can change quickly.
It's a case of wait and see, but it's widely agreed that the decision to suspend the running was a very wise one.
Of course, the car is not designed to swim in the water, so yeah, in this amount of water it's very dangerous and difficult, and also you don't have any visibility in the spray, so yeah, it's a difficult decision, but yeah, we need to draw the line in some point.
And like fish out of water, the crews pace the pit lane, hoping for some respite to the downfall.
Cars may start the engines if they feel they need in order to keep temperature, but with the means the driver has on board. No external equipment may be attached to the cars.
As time goes on, questions begin to arise as to whether the cars will actually be able to start again, as they usually have a very complex ignition procedure, and the race organizers regularly take the pulse of the circuit.
We are waiting for the evolution of the weather forecast. Every 10 minutes we have a reporting. As soon as we will have a better condition, we will try to restart the race, but at this moment this is not possible.
The race direction relaxes the ruling prohibiting external power for the cars, but it's still touch and go as to whether they'll run correctly or not. The LMP1 hybrids are in some ways delicate machines that need constant attention.
Right now we've got to try and keep engine temperature and stuff because obviously they're cooling down quite quickly, and we're trying to avoid the water from going inside. When they're moving on track we don't have so much of an issue, but sitting here in the rain there's a risk that water gets in, so that's why they're all covered up and fans are on them and stuff to maintain all the systems.
And speaking of fans, the Japanese WEC fans out in their droves are truly unique in their genre, despite atrocious weather conditions.
I think when we look WEC, for example, this year, I think from Friday, for example, quite many spectators here to watching the car, for example. It's no race, but to watch the car, that's quite amazing. And of course, we're working hard to really promote the motorsport, and I think we're doing so far pretty good.
Has been resumed behind the safety car. Safety car instructed to do first lap at 90 kilometers an hour.
Sheepishly, after a long wait, an attempt is made to revive the ailing race. And drama strikes the #1 Audi, already unlucky at Le Mans and in Austin. An air intake blockage, and Lotterer will come in 3 times for part changes, leaving the way clear for the #7 Toyota of Nakajima to take the lead.
Well, I knew that we had the problem, so the question was, are we fixing it, or are we believing that the race will be red flagged again? But we believe at that point that the race will be restarted sometime later on today, so the best time to fix the problem is during the safety car, because there you don't lose much, and we had the opportunity to come in a couple of times and still stay in the same lap.
As it turns out, there's no point trying to catch up, as after a total of 16 laps, the red flag will again bring the cars to a halt, with Nakajima leading from Duval, followed by Andrea Bellicchi in the Rebellion, back in the championship for the first time since his accident at Le Mans.
First 3 cars go under the podium, all the other cars to Parc Fermé.
The championship leaders score enough points from their second place for Audi to take the championship, while the Drivers' Championship's still open. The car 12 of Rebellion Racing makes it to 3rd outright on the grid. And without actually racing for one single lap, Toyota comes in victorious on very wet home ground. Not only that, it's the same crew that took the honours here last year under more pleasant conditions.
Kazuki, the fans are still out. It's a strange one, but you took the win.
Well, it's very strange, but firstly, sorry for all the fans that we couldn't continue the race.
in a way as we wanted. But well, if it's maybe it's not proper win, but it's first win for the team. So yeah, I think we should be happy in the result. And yeah, we just keep pushing for the rest of the season. Then yeah, we need to get the proper first win.
Thank you.
It's always a well-watered podium in the World Endurance Championship, and this one was even more so. With only 16 laps completed, championship points from this round are halved. But even that being the case, Audi have enough to confirm their second World Constructors title. Baguette, Gonzalez and Plowman take the win in LMP2, and Oak Racing takes the lead of the championship. The Aston Martin number 97 of Merca, Turner and Makowiecki wins in the GTE Pro category. And in GT Am, it's victory for another Aston, car 95 of Senna, Poulsen and Nygaard, the former team of the late Great Dane Alan Simonsen. So in the overall classification, it's Toyota with their first win of the season, Audi second and Rebellion in third place. The pole sitters of LMP2, GT Pro and GT Am were all winners in each of their categories. All the teams are looking forward to a fair fight in just a few weeks' time in China.
Hopefully everybody could enjoy, and see you at Shanghai.
The next round of the World Endurance Championship is in Shanghai, China.
Keep pushing. The ultimate goal.
Passion. Spirit.
Fighting.
Fighting back.
Never give up.
Come and see us. Be there. See you in China.